so much more professional without having to do that.
What have I ever done to make you think that was my goal? Anything ever? No, thought not.
Okay, so it's my goal for you. That's another one. Very nice lady.
Yeah, I love her. Don't tell her I said that, please. Sisters will kick my ass. Ooh. That's exciting.
Are we live?
Okay, good.
Okay. Are you ready for the scrolly helloies? Hi, everybody. If you guys can hear me, someone type avocado. Because of course we are working through these things. All right, are we up? Is that the top? Hello, Ike Camacho, Chase Perry, Scuba Steve, JH, hi. Edson Glutes, Mimi, Poison Sumac, Crips, Jordan Easel, Austin Denny, Tom Everard, and JH has helped me with avocado and added guacamole. So, wonderful, thank you. Mike Manning, what? Governor McLovin. I'm not going to ask any origins about that. Sometimes I ask. No. Nope.
That's a new one. I don't recognize that
Yes.
one. Just off the way. Bug's on camera.
Yeah, we have Bug, we have Rue and Stacy tonight.
So much silicone.
Did you get me the water?
Chase Perry says
Ah.
great to see y'all.
Water.
He must, he.
I just labeled the one alcohol, so you should be able to tell.
That-
I didn't even
was
check for a
exciting.
label. I didn't look to read, I just squirted it in my mouth.
Julie Tinsley says hello.
Hello,
Had
Julie
you
Tinsley.
have done that? It would have been so much more dramatic than it already was.
I just sprayed it in my face earlier.
Okay,
Jordan
so.
Tinsley says, I think I prefer pesto over guacamole.
I prefer guacamole. I don't mind pesto, but I'm on an eating plan right now, which is working very well, and I can have avocado, so I can have guacamole.
JH says, my wife says, yes, we can hear her. Apparently my phone was too loud for her.
Okay. I'm sorry, JH's wife. I apologize.
Edson Luke says, and hello, Rude. A special salutations to Stacy. Hi. I don't know what I did to earn special salutations, but thank you.
All right. So on every thing of Loctite foam, right? When you bust out the trigger, there's this little piece right here. Like you get this piece. We should save these because this would be a good tooth for like a robot. So if we end up making like a Five Nights at Freddy's monster robot.
For like 2 days.
Yeah, like 3 days worth of these. Over to this table, and then I immediately have 3 others. So, yeah, we'll save these for a couple days.
And we cleaned today.
Yeah. It is cold, so I'm really going to shake up my foam. Oh, what are we doing? So we're painting masks today. This is Mask Paint-a-paloooza, and Rue is going to work on the werewolf a little bit. Yeah.
Jesse Papa Bear says, wow, I got to go live early. Very happy.
You did? Huh? Oh, that'll be sewn together.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Says it's cool. I have to listen to weird TikTok feeds all the time from across the room.
Yeah, how dare you, wife? About time you had some of your own medicine. I wouldn't say that to my wife, but your wife is fair game.
All right, so main show, no go. But
Huh?
I'm just testing out the different
Gotcha.
camera options, and the main show is not functioning.
This really doesn't want to come off of here.
Big Dan's Collective says, hey, Alan and crew, Happy New Year.
Hello, Big Dan.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to you as well.
JH says she's laughing.
I didn't know she could hear me. I thought you turned it down.
Flash. Remember that young man have hands like vice grips.
We don't have the.
Not near anymore. Like not near as good as they used to be.
I'm like, no, it doesn't.
You can lower it.
I could lower it.
Wap, wap.
Jennifer Pugh says hello.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay, so as soon as the nozzle touches this plastic, it sticks. That is something to remember for show. Don't let it stick. First thing I'm doing is I'm making antlers. Because I know I said I was painting masks. I will eventually paint masks. Right now, I'm making some spray foam antlers for a mask.
Do you want some wire for the inside of those?
No, they're not long enough to need it.
Okay.
Okay, one more.
Julie Tinsley said, I turned my volume up, plugged in the chair, got ready for the show. I have remote, so the volume ain't going nowhere. Don't like it, go sit in the rain.
Yeah, go sit in the rain. We're not raining right now, we're just cold. We're gonna get really cold this next week. It's supposed to be
Great.
It's supposed to be below freezing for like 5 days in a row. Which ever since the incident kind of gives Texans PSD.
PSD?
Yeah.
Forget the T.
Well, yeah.
PTSD?
Forgot the whole trauma. It's that traumatic.
Right.
Post the dramatic. Yeah.
If you say the T, if you say all of it together, then you trigger people who actually have PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
So you just say PSD, and they think you're talking about something else.
Photoshop file.
Because
Yeah.
you're talking about something
A
else.
Photoshop file. PSDs, exactly.
Diane Verbal says, good evening to all.
Good evening.
Hi, Diane.
Are these guys going back to the trailer?
Those are to be
No, those are to be run.
Okay. Okay.
They'll be tucked away.
Get them out of the way.
I'm getting a pair of scissors in case you guys are wondering where I'm at.
Jordan Diesel says, post-stress disorder. I put you on the full room cam, they can see you.
Yeah, maybe it was stress, but just wasn't that traumatic. That's possible. Not all stress is trauma. Just the good stuff.
Now I could napper these to try and get the silicone off, right?
I wouldn't bother. We're just gonna add more silicone on for more fur.
Well, it's not gonna paint for crap.
Here, you can
Hey.
spray foam the inside of those to firm them up.
Michelle Schulte says, good evening, everyone.
I want
Hello.
to put them on the feet first.
What I would do, because I'm not a squatter while I work, I would take his torso off, lay it down safely, pick his legs and bottom plate up, put them on the feet, and foam them onto the feet.
I think you're right.
Austin Denny says, come visit Michigan to warm up. We're expecting a high of 9 on Tuesday.
Ooh, 9. That's almost double digits.
Brian Lippert says, hello, everyone.
Hello, Brian.
Put this piece back in that got left out.
Okay.
It's the thing. I take it as part of the table.
when you are cutting a mask, I want to show you. See how I just cut that up? And now I'm kind of turning a corner with it. And that's going to give me a little ball at the end of my cut. And that little ball is going to, any stress from opening that flap up is going to be divvied out, and the cut won't run if you put that little round hole there. Some people say do it with a hole punch. I found that to be, I gotta put my scissors down, go get a hole punch from wherever unless you're doing it every day, you don't know where your hole punch is.
Jordan East says I have family in Texas and Michigan.
Werewolf jumping out of the trash can.
That's right, it happens a lot.
There you go.
Good luck, I've seen this one.
This was definitely from an 80s movie at some point or another. 'Cause I can see it.
It reminds me of Ghoulies, where the
Oh yeah.
one
Ghoulies.
monster's in the garbage can. Oh, there's 3. Okay. I didn't. Here's 1. Got it. Great.
Oh, yeah, there's 3,
3 holos.
not 4?
No, 3 on each side.
That's odd.
My plan is to shape them, put them in these holes, and mash the other side down like a rivet, kind of.
It's good to have plans.
Yeah.
Masked Slasher says, hey everyone, it's been a while since I caught a live stream.
Hello, masked slasher.
Silly Zombie 666 says, hello.
We are back on the live train, I think. Pretty good.
Jordan East asks, which of your masks have the worst flashing post-casting?
Anything that has been cracked.
Hold on, wait a minute.
So it depends if you get it on the edge.
Spider's pretty bad.
Yeah, the bear's not the greatest either.
I just turned that all off.
Oh, you just trimmed it off with the spider.
Yeah, bears. I mean, the spider is not great because someone dropped it on the ground.
It wasn't me.
Rue says it was Chris.
Wasn't me.
Chris says it was cracked when he dropped it.
Chris says it was Chris. So.
Jennifer Pugh says, I love that tail of the werewolf.
Oh, yes.
Silly Zombie 666 says, someone needs to remote control that trash can.
Yeah.
That's what we're taking.
Then I would write
The
it
top
around
half of the
the
werewolf
outright
in the trash can on a remote.
That's it. I've seen worse things there.
It is true.
Oh. Okay. Sure, I'm glad we cleaned today.
It's okay, we gotta finish tomorrow.
I've already planned for tonight. Turns out.
We knew what was going on tonight. We knew this was gonna happen.
Jordan East asks, could that be mitigated with a new mold?
Oh, yeah. And one of the things, Rue, will you spin them around and show them the wall of bucks?
Oh. Bum 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 bum. Doing a thing.
So what you do is you can sculpt a mask, just watch your cord, Rue.
Yep.
So you can sculpt a mask and then fill it with foam, and then you can remold that. It'll be a little smaller because of the shrinkage of the latex, but you can do it.
And that's nowhere near all of the bucks
Oh,
that are
no.
going on that wall.
Yeah, that's like,
1%.
Yeah, 20%. Maybe.
that's, making bucks of everything is something that I hired Rue to do 6 years ago. And he's not a good worker because he hasn't finished yet.
Yeah. Terrible worker. Just maybe, general manager of the company.
Well,
Mask Slash says, hoping to get into mask making in
Yes.
David Quintana says, yeah, I made it. Hello, everyone.
Hi, David. Alexa, count down 2 minutes. I want to touch it before it's ready. Right now, it's sticky. We don't want it to be sticky. We want it to be squishy, squishy, not sticky, sticky. But these will be antlers.
Hello, Scott Colehart. It's because I'm sitting behind the microphone.
Yes, not only are you behind the microphone, you're behind the baffle that is behind the
That
microphone,
is also true.
which is stopping the sound.
Gregory Haynes says, hi, everyone. I caught you live while I'm doing homework. Should be a good way to get through the chore.
Hooray!
The compromise for being able to hear me better is that anytime we need to change the camera, I just have to scoot, 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 scoot.
You hear that I set a timer and then I ignored it and
Uh-huh.
just kept poking the phone?
Yep.
Anyone surprised? Anyone? No? Okay.
Not even a little.
You actually look pretty good.
This is heavy.
Take some shape.
Paul Bennett says, good evening.
Hello, Paul Bennett. We have a very different system up of words on the screen. What is that called again?
Closed captioning.
Closed captioning. We have a very different system, and right now it's only one layer, so you got to read fast. But did you notice that I fixed it so it stays up?
I did.
And we
notice
don't
that.
have to
I
reset
don't know
it?
what happened that was different, but
When it was just me and Shannon, I went in and messed around with it.
All
So,
right. Mass Slasher says, how to discard mask molds. My trash company won't take plaster. I got so many bad molds just taking up way too much space.
okay. Alexa, stop. The same way you would a puppy or an unwanted child.
Alexa, stop.
You just drive it out in the woods, you know, and then yeet it into the woods. I mean, it's literally a rock, so it's okay that it's a part of it. Don't throw away your puppies. That would be wrong. That was a joke.
And after like a couple of rains, it will.
Well, about a year, it'll be a less stable white rock, and then it'll be bits of gravel in, 4 or 5 years. So, especially depending upon your area.
And if you take a sledgehammer to it before then and put it into a 5-gallon bucket, it's much more like rocks.
Yeah.
And it's more.
Don't throw away, don't leave the bucket. That's littering.
Jordan Easel says, are you going to have a harder time reading chat, Stacy? Nope, I just had to scoot back a little bit. Spin you guys around. Show you
Yeah.
my giant screen on which I can read your words. But my adjustment for the cameras is over here, so I will have to scoot around to do some quick change camera things.
Okay, I will never use this type of plastic again. I like the thicker plastic of the black garbage bags. This is really thin and it's very grabby.
Paul Bennett says it's perfect with captions.
I'm so glad, Paul.
Silly Zombie 666 says, what is your advice for me for my first year of Transworld? I will be a booth babe, and the advice could be anything on what to do on the floor to what to do after the show.
All right, so everyone's first advice is going to be comfortable shoes. That's probably out for you because as a booth babe, you want to wear schmancy shoes. But
If you can wear comfortable shoes, wear comfortable shoes. However,
selling in the booth, stay off your phone. Obviously, that would be terrible if someone's hired you to be in the booth and you're on the phone any amount of time. Because if you watch people who walk the show floor and they video the whole show, a show walkthrough, so many times you'll see people in their booth with their head down on their phone. They had no idea that the camera was going by. Whereas if you say hello to the camera, the person filming, then it's not just that moment, like that person might not buy anything, but that might make them spend 2 or 3 more seconds on your booth where your sign is actually readable. So,
That's
After
it.
the show, there's a lot of cool events that happen. Friday night, I don't know what Transworld itself has going on, but we will have the Stilby's Live Creepers meetup.
yeah. Yeah.
It is, yep, we're set on Friday. From
If you haven't been to
7
City
to 10.
Museum, you should probably go to City
You
Museum.
should definitely go to City Museum.
That's
then
very
after,
fun for
swing
a
by us.
for a new person.
Masato K says, good to see y'all.
Hello, Masato K.
Mass Slasher says, quick 5-question rapid fire for old time's sake.
I'm ready.
Silly Zombie 666 says, I'm awful with my phone, but when I'm in costume, I've gotten a strict no phone rule over the years.
And stay right around the convention center. I hate to say this, but St. Louis just is not that safe. Right around the convention center is fine. Just be careful where you go and be aware of your surroundings.
Jordan Easel says, staying off a phone can be a tall order sometimes, just sometimes. Jennifer Pugh says, I should be able to make it to the meetup Friday.
Hooray!
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, this year we won't be on the mezzanine. We're gonna be like on the 21st floor. But we'll still be in a ballroom.
On the 21st floor?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I didn't know they had 21 floors, by the way. I had no idea.
They have like 40 floors, I think.
Hockey79 says, hope everyone's doing great tonight.
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing well.
I know, because like 1 through 14 is on one side of the hallway for the elevators.
Yes.
And then 14 through all the rest is on the other side of the elevators.
You still have your other ones tonight?
What?
You still have more antlers?
Yeah.
All right, Mash Slasher says, name one haunt that not many people know, but you feel will be a big deal in the future.
Will be a big deal in the future. Eloise Asylum. Eloise Asylum. I got to see them at MAC. Pretty freaking awesome.
Christian Ty Edwards says, woohoo, Wednesday again.
It is Wednesday.
Linda Tuttle says, AKA Tutworks, hello.
Hello, Anax on the moon.
Mass Slasher says, name 4 pros about the new shop compared to the old shop.
Space. We have more space. 4 of us can work in here without being in each other's way. That's actually very good. We have
Commuting.
amenities. We have a few more amenities. You know, there's a kitchen down there. There's restroom is right around the corner, boys and girls. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry
Significantly
about.
fewer frogs and spiders in this bathroom.
There are way less frogs and spiders in the restroom here.
I miss the toilet from.
That is true. Bug, you probably do miss the frogs.
3.
The mold stay way cleaner.
Yeah, the molds are indoors. So, I haven't reached into a mold here and found a snake coiled up because it decided to live in that little cave we made for it.
Very nice. And Unamas.
We have a.
We don't have to drive that far anymore.
I'd have to drive an hour each way. It's terrible.
We have a gas station right in the parking lot.
Yeah, so if you need a beverage or something, there's it's a bad gas station. It's not a good one.
Most things are still a half an hour away,
That's true.
even though they're a mile down the road. But that's just
We have a
because
Home Depot next door.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Home
Harbor
Depot is
Freight
5
very
minutes from
close.
here. Harbor Freight is 5 minutes away. So.
Dark Hills European Mounts LLC says, how we doing tonight?
I'm making limp antlers.
Nobody likes a limp
They
antler.
won't be. If you haven't
Jennifer-
done a survey, then you don't know that for sure.
Listen, I'm just going off of personal experience.
Some people may enjoy limp antlers.
Jennifer Pugh says, less animals at the new shop, though.
Yes,
That's a con.
Yeah.
it is a con.
Yeah, Edson Glute says, but less doggos.
It's not a
Yes.
shaka con.
Jordan Easel says, wait, are you saying your molds used to be kept outside?
Yeah, they were undercover, like they were on a covered porch, but yeah, animals lived in them.
As in-
And we'd pull a mold in, and there would be like mud dauber wasp nest in it.
all the time.
Almost every mold. Any deep tooth, we'd have to chisel out the mud daubers in order to pull it.
Ezekiel Bradshaw says, third world in the house.
Hello.
Hi, Ezekiel. Big Dog Mask says, hello, Rue, Alan, Stacy, hello, Bug.
Like, okay, so Stacy,
Yes.
I know that we have first world problems, so America's probably a first world country.
It is known.
I know of third world countries.
Yes. Is there a second world?
Where's the second world countries? Like, what is that?
I don't know.
Did we skip to one?
Surely there is a midway point, yes.
Yeah. What's a second world country?
Germany.
I'll look it up.
Is that like the Netherlands, where it's kind of nice, but they're small?
Sweden.
They just live 10 years, behind the times.
All right. Mass Slasher says, name a mask making technique that you have recently changed because it works better or is more efficient.
Good question.
I almost always mechanical mix now, and I was a hand mixer for a long time, but you do get a stronger stone, and it is more efficient. So normally now I will mix with a mixer.
Oh, David Quintana says those horns could use some Antler. Okay, a
Our
second world country is one
strapping
that falls
system.
between the poverty of the developing nations and the prosperity of developed nations.
Well, I
These
figured
countries
they were
like
in the middle.
Turkey, Thailand, South
Okay.
Africa. They're
Got
growing economically but aren't quite to the level of developed countries in North America and Europe. Jennifer Pugh says, I googled second world countries one time, but I forgot what it was. Well, now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
The other half of the battle is blue lasers, red lasers, various tanks, a football,
And swift and blinding violence.
and a hand-thrown bazooka rocket. 'Cause that was one of the guys.
Find something on top of it.
All right, so what I'm doing is I'm really making sure that I squeeze this down. This was this big around when I foamed it, but I'm really squeezing it down, and that means the foam is going to be more dense. And density is strength. Sometimes.
Silly Zombie 666 says, yeah, I heard City Museum is good. That I'm interested in. I don't know how I feel about the heights of it, but it looks like a must do.
Not everything's high.
Yeah, once you're on the ladder headed up to the airplane or the school bus, just don't look there.
Yeah. Or, you know, you could just hang out in the cave the whole time.
Or just don't go there.
And the 10-story slide,
So many
you have no
stairs.
idea what story you're on. You're just spinning in a circle inside of a tube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, no heights issues there.
Ezekiel says, only Keith really thinks that Australia is a third world country.
I know.
Silly Zombie 666 says, I think we plan on going to the Arch and I have no plans of going anywhere but the hotel unless my boss is paying for dinner.
Nice.
Mass Slasher says, name the most intimidating animal you have faced in the wild in Texas.
Oh, in Texas. 7-foot alligator gar. That was on the other end of my fishing rod and not happy about it. I was thrilled.
Chad Flyboy B says, hey guys, glad to see the lives back going.
Yeah, me too, Chad. Me too.
Julie Tinsley is going to be right back. Gotta go see what supplies need to fix the water line. Swoosh. Poor Alex. Her brother, I guess, was trying to put on the covers for their faucets outside and it wouldn't fit, so he took the spigot off. But he didn't turn the water off, like, at the... He's like, how do you shut the water off? And she's like, I don't know, you turn the handle? And he's like, no, I took that off. How do you shut the water off?
Wow.
Choices were made.
Which branch of the military was he in?
He's a Marine.
Infantry?
Isn't that in itself?
Austin. The raccoons are pretty vicious, yes. Silly Zombie
I will
666
make no
says,
comments about crayons.
also ate a biscuit at Biscuit Boat for you guys today.
Hooray!
Hey.
What company are you going to be a booth babe for? Did you say? I did not
I
hear.
think they're from Woods of Terror, so maybe there, but I have been wrong once before.
One time.
I mean, I thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken.
Yeah. 2014.
Shoot the
It
stuff
was a
at
dark
me.
day.
Achoo. That sneezed. I'm a little backed up, it's cold.
You better get checked.
I was gonna say, that looks, firm.
Look at alignment mean. Okay, I'm slowly, my antlers are slowly stiffening.
Sniffing.
Sniffing.
The sniffening.
It's the sniffing. These feet is the wrong color.
Yes, you are correct.
I'm going to smooth out this ankle trim.
And I want to compress this without lengthening it.
It does look like we've caught our, werewolf in mid-wax. Like,
That's when they're the most dangerous.
yeah. Well, I got about halfway up the calf and then he totally freaked out.
That's why it's called a waxing moon station.
Yeah.
Wax Wednesday.
Silly Zombie 666 says, yes, I'm that Woods of Terror guy who brought you the 3 prints, but I'm gonna be with Mr. Jimmy. 3D prints, there you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, it's Scorn. He says, hey, can't wait to see you guys, y'all amazing faces at Transworld.
Hooray! Yep, see you there.
Nice board.
Hi, Scorn.
I'm gonna set these antlers up on cups so that they have some dimension. Put you on camera, he leaves.
I only left momentarily. I'm grabbing gloves, like you know, a non-heathen, taking off my brand new hoodie. I'm working with Loctite foam.
Yes, please.
I can't believe that still looks that good. So jealous. My shot
Because I'm
monkey,
nasty.
my shot monkey hoodie looks so beautiful.
Yeah. That's what you get for washing your stuff.
By the way, sporting Dark Rose Manor.
Very nice. Scorn says, hey, Bug and Rue. Jennifer Pugh says, hey, Bug, is it chilly there? You look all bundled up.
Yes.
She's always all bundled up. Always.
It's actual Texas winter right now.
Sort of.
It was beautiful this afternoon.
Yeah, this afternoon it was lovely. We had the door open in the shop here. And,
'Cause it was warmer outside than it was in the shop.
As it turns
Building
out.
takes about 3 days to change from one to another. So.
Oh, this weekend's gonna be cold. Do we have space heaters to bring in here for Monster Camp?
No, well, when there's 10 people in here,
Yeah.
that's when it changes.
I know what you're
Mass Slasher says, last 2. If you were a tree, what tree would you be? And name 2 of your favorite cryptids.
I would be a Tamarack's pine. And 2 of my favorite cryptids are the Lovelet Frogman and the Ohio Grassman.
Nice.
Not what we buy from.
My 2 favorite cryptids are the Rougarou, and obviously, and then the Wendigo.
I like the Flatwoods Monster and the Jersey Devil.
That would be a ponderosa pine because it has a barrier under its skin, and if it gets struck by lightning, it just explodes it off so it doesn't catch fire. Like that scene in Bruce Almighty where he just explodes. Except a tree.
Silly Zombie 666 says, actually, I just realized I'm still wearing my Still Fee shirt today, so I went to Biscuitville in your shirt.
Hooray!
Chad Flyboy B says we had an opportunity to be actors in Haunted Web this past season. Was shocked we came in second.
Where's
top
this
rated in the
right one?
country. Excited.
This one works good.
That's sweet.
Good one.
Big Dog says got 8 inches of snow yesterday. Bug, I can send it to you.
Keep it.
No, thank you. Try to quit.
Jordan Easel says Rue would be a weeping juniper.
Weeping juniper.
Now I need to look that up.
Why would I be a weeping juniper? I want to know.
I would be a mesquite tree. It's a huge pain in the ass and you can never get rid of me.
Thorny, thorny, thorny.
I'm thorny as hell and you can't get rid of me. You have to burn the body to make sure.
That's not ready yet. Not even close. This is me, just sitting here,
Waiting for your werewolf
Waiting.
ankles to dry.
waiting for my werewolf ankles.
That's pretty. It's like a juniper, but like a weeping.
That's neat. I like weeping junipers. Those are cool.
Me see.
Need a weeping juniper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a juniper tree, but.
Yeah,
they
but
can
sad.
grow. They have shrubs. Oh,
I don't want no
like them.
shrubs.
Shrub is a plant that can't get no love from me.
Sorry.
Hanging on the grass on the side.
Best friends are trying to prickle at me.
Ezekiel says werewolf cankles. And on
Okay.
Waxing Day, too.
Pretty odd right now.
Silly Zombie 666 says, my favorite cryptid is that townie at Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm looking at somebody else looking at us while they're looking at us. That's so weird.
Nice.
This is
Antlers
the
too.
superior plastic. Thank you, Bug.
So did Alex send you the link to the new EVA foam hot glue?
I saw the link. It was on TikTok, I think it was.
Mhm.
It's not new at all.
It's not new.
We
It's
actually
existing.
have
We have
it.
some?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's what we use. We just get the black.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
what we already use.
We couldn't find it anywhere in the U.S. to show that specific brand or whatever. But
Yeah.
we did find a reseller in the U.S. But I thought it would be possibly interesting future content. Do you remember the iron grip silicone
Yeah.
test video that we did?
Yes.
Might be interesting to do that with EVA adhesives.
I was so excited, and no one else was.
I was excited. That stretch though,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Alexa, countdown 4 minutes.
This phone is taking forever.
Because it's new
Because
and
it's cold.
wonderful.
water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when the night. Has it taken any time to show you what you need to live?
It's awful hot here. So this is the mask. This was actually sculpted by Ian, who is, Ian was our head of makeup here, and then he stepped away for another opportunity. And the antlers go on this. This is his brother Eli's costume that Eli wears here.
Jennifer Pugh says, ALEXA, stop! Julie Tinsley says, favorite cryptid is werewolf, wendigo, and little heard of Momo in Missouri.
I know about Momo. And werewolves are not a cryptid.
No.
Ezekiel says it's taking forever because it's on a werewolf. It needs a full moon to change.
Nice.
Mass-
Catalyst joke.
Blink.
Mass Slasher says, I was trying to figure out my next mask idea. My wife said you should make a clown. I told her I don't want to make any clowns. Plus, if I did and I needed help, there's a chance that Alan may not help me.
I won't. Will not help you when I clown. When I die, I will become a ghost. And all that I'm going to do as a ghost is find people who are about to sculpt a clown and smack the sculpting tools out of their hand. That is what my ghost will do.
Not just smack the sculpt in the middle of it. Just
Well, I will. If I can nudge them off of tables and stuff, I
punch
will.
it off the table.
Yeah.
Black.
Edson Glute says, Rue's just waiting for his cankle swell, aka water retention.
Yep.
1980 says, that mask is something to crow about.
It is crow-esque.
Fieldwalker Mask says, hello from Scotland.
Hello, Fieldwalker. What does the MKE stand for on the end of 1980?
Probably their,
Um,
in my guess.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Well, he's here. You could tell us.
Right.
Julie Tinsley says, Momo is a Missouri monster. Some say it is Sasquatch. Others disagree.
Yeah. There. I mean, Sasquatch has a lot of names.
Yeah.
Um,
Depending on where you're at.
it being a type of Sasquatch is most likely.
David Quintana says, hey, I'm still laughing at my antler, and it crashed and burned. Ezekiel says, I'll have my Ghostbuster device ready for you, Mr. Hobbs.
I think there was a giggle at Antler.
It might have been
Stacy
me.
giggled, and
Yeah.
that's like half a point.
Jennifer Pugh says, MKE must be some kind of shrimp. That was the post I made in the Creepers was like in every like online group, you know, there's all the like deep lore.
Yeah.
You only know if you've been around a long time. And I was like, is ours the shrimp? Is that what it is? Like, that's a really long running joke for this channel.
Clown tax.
Clown tax.
Clown tax. Damn it, Rob.
Well, I mean, I haven't been Damn It Rob in a hot minute, so
It still comes up every now and again.
I heard his Krampus thing went well.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Heard they got protested.
Hey, Hallie B! That our Hallie. Oh, hi guys, miss y'all.
Hey, Hallie.
Miss you too.
Hallie is not here right now. Think. They are still
Alexa,
somewhere else
stop.
completely.
I thought they just got back.
Are they back?
Hallie, are you back yet? Mass Slasher says,
Good-
I gotta go, unfortunately. It was nice seeing you guys. Take
Goodbye,
care.
Mass Slasher.
1980 says M for Matt, K-E for the first two letters of my last name, or I could say Matt Keller Enterprises.
Okay, that makes sense.
June Ritchie says, my guess was MKE from Milwaukee. And oops, my guess was wrong. Yep, that's okay.
You could guess again.
Now that you know.
Your odds are better.
That one
Jennifer Pugh says, hey, my timer just went off. Weird.
Big lump of fluff back behind the heel.
Yeah, you're
It
busted
expanded
out,
a lot.
as they say.
Busted out the seams.
Hashtag busted at the seams.
That was my dancing name and call it.
Not for the reasons you did.
Hallie says, yes, I'm back in the States in one piece.
Hooray! You didn't get human trafficked. Good job.
Yay!
Hey, for not getting eaten.
That's why I said don't wear any outfits which have handles. Just a
They
bad
just
idea.
pick her up like a suitcase.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Pair of overalls. Whoop.
1980 says, blame it on Google. It suggested my username when I set it up.
Is it a negative or a positive thing to say about someone that they're suitcaseable?
I guess it depends on what industry you're in.
Yeah.
June Ritchie says, haha, I do like better odds. Creative Doof says, giggling shouldn't be disqualified. Also, y'all might want to bundle up in the coming days. As for me, I want to hibernate.
I wish I could hibernate.
Yeah, I have to work and stuff.
Silly Zombie 666 says 3D print Alan a clown. Check. So I'm putting together this class for HauntCon on costume design,
Yeah.
and I wanted to feature a clown that I actually like. like, you know, because
And you can't find one.
no, I did.
They're all trash.
I did find one, and as it turns out, the reason that I like his costume and like the character that he presents so much is because he is an actual circus clown,
Oh.
like performs with a circus, but also has a haunt clown character, and so it has all of the visual nuance of an actual circus costume, but geared towards a haunted house setting. And I was like, okay, like I'll allow that. Creative Doof says, but I'll probably make some beef stew instead. Anthony Coiner says, hello, Alan and crew.
Hello.
Alexa, countdown 2 minutes.
David Quintana says, the shrimp man of San Leon, deadly and delicious. Hallie B says, yeah, I'm small. I've accepted it. Totally suitcase sized.
I hope so, you can't change.
Yep. Well, you're easier to sneak into a drive-in than many others.
That's true.
Because everybody goes driving.
All right, Rue.
What's the last time you went to a drive-in, Alan?
We saw Flash Gordon at a pop-up drive-in.
I think the last time I was at a drive-in, I also used to pay from. So.
I guess technically we went to a drive-in the last time we were all in Alabama
Oh, yeah.
because
That-
Saw's back porch
Oh.
does have a drive-in theater. We walked through the drive-in to get into the restaurant.
That is true.
We did not watch a movie there, but we did go.
There actually is just outside of Colleen in
Ready yet?
Gatesville.
Is it ready yet?
There's a really good, there's a really nice drive-in theater.
Is it ready?
That I actually used to go to pretty regularly.
I'm sorry.
What was that for?
Oh. It's a joke that I probably should
Can't say
not
that much.
make on an outside voice. That should only be an inside voice joke. Hallie B says, hey man, drive-ins are cool. 1980 says, shrimps are basically mermaid bed bugs. Stop doing it like that.
I'm checking its flop. When it flops slow, I'm able to peel it up. It has a skin.
I'm done.
I haven't heard you cackle.
Listen, I'm real tired. My Alexa, stop. My brain last night was like, hey, you should definitely be up from like 2:30 to 4:30.
Before your long day of the week.
Yeah, before my long day of the week. Good plan. We should do that. Oh. I'm getting a little punch drunk. Creative Doof says, shrimp are tasty ocean bed bugs. The mermaids lost a good thing.
Tasty ocean bed bugs. That's
Shrimps are basically mermaids' bed bugs.
Yep.
true.
So, my uncle was a fireman in Maryland. And Maryland is like the crab-eating state. Like, we love to eat crabs.
It is known.
He no longer eats crabs because of how many bodies he's fished out of the water
Oh, yeah.
covered in crabs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no more.
Yeah, they're very efficient little scavengers. Gregory Haynes says, Highway 84 between Dothan and Daleville has a working drive-in.
Like, that used to be a big pirate thing, actually, was if you really
Getting to my
wanted to
crabs.
leave a, like, message, you'd leave people hiked to the beach of where you were at alive so that the crabs would come in and take care of it for you
Anybody ever
Very
read
very slowly.
the Dark Tower, the Dark Tower series with the lobstros?
Not yet. How's this one?
Creative Doof says, I like those legs.
I know that the back part's not ready yet.
Gregory Haynes says, Alabama. Oh, I assume that is where that drive-in is. We have two drive-ins here, I think. There's one in like Granbury, and there's one out in Waxahachie.
Driving was big when I was a kid. We had
Waxahachie.
one in Harford County, Maryland, off Route 22.
Nice. David Quintana says, covered in crabs. Okay, I'm not going to touch that line.
I was terrified by a movie that I've still never seen to this day at a drive-in theater when I was 7 years old. It was.
We should watch Pet Cemetery.
He won't. I wanted
I
to
won't
watch
watch
it.
it.
We should watch it.
What about the new one?
We should watch it
I
together.
I would watch the new one.
Okay, we should watch
See,
the new one. We
Well,
should watch
and
the new one
there's
together.
another one coming out. I just
No.
watched a trailer for it.
Really?
Oh, speaking of trailer, we saw a trailer that we went to the movies the other day, and it's a new Godzilla one, but they got a baby King Kong in it,
Yes,
and he's precious.
it isn't precious. I have issues with it,
Creative Dude
and I
says,
have fears.
so crabs will eat us? I don't know if that is Circle of Life or Revenge.
I have fears about the new King Kong Godzilla movie.
Silly Zombie 666 says, if I'm not mistaken, that's why they have skeletons on the beach with the crabs at the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, like that was like a thing. When I read about that, I was like,
Slower?
that's terrible.
Slower,
Yep.
not a fast flop that time.
Nope, definitely getting more inflated.
Definitely not.
The longer we go, the stiffer it gets.
God, Jennifer Peer, good night. Terminator, good night all.
Good night.
Silly Zombie 666 says, also, if it's easier for you guys, just call me Silly Zombie or Zombie. Okay, I will do my best. I know we've had some people in the past that are
It's
really keen on having me read their whole name, so I just tend to default to that. If I remember,
Who
I'll
was
just
that?
say Silly Zombie.
You forget?
I mean, I know I have been chastised at least twice. So,
yeah.
that is,
Oh,
Tell-
doesn't slow me down at all.
I know.
You're not my mouth government.
Creative Doof says our only drive-in theater was in New Braunfels. It might still be there. David Quintana says, yes, the new King Kong movie is strange.
There's a lot going on. There's like a Godzilla dog. I know that. There's the weird baby King Kong who he finds, not his kid. Thank goodness.
I know.
Good night, Big Dog.
My
There's a big
worry
patch.
is that the main villain of the movie is a larger than life orange creature
It is. They showed him.
who, how much of an allegory for Trump is that going to be? Where, right. That orange angry thing over there, let's fix that. I don't want okay. I want ecological activism in my Godzilla movies because that's what they've always been about.
Mhm.
I don't want politics. I wouldn't mind Japanese politics. That'd be cool. Like, I don't, that's fine. Because I don't know what's going on.
It's fine.
This, I have made a much better chicken foot than I have an antler. We're going to do the best we can with that, kids.
Wow.
See, Stacy, this is what I'm looking for.
That sames.
Right there. All the testing.
Silly Zombie. I don't mind. I just don't want to make you say my name over and over again like that. That's okay. I don't mind. Literally, that's my
We
jury.
could strap them too, Bug.
You strap them, yeah, fully trim them.
What was that,
Trim
Stacy?
eyes.
Oh, Silly Zombie said, I don't mind. I just don't want to make you say my name over and over again like that. And I said, I don't mind. That is literally my job.
So used to it.
Yeah. Big Dog says, 9L will watch later. 1980 says, Scar King is a new Kong-sized chimp.
Compress this. It's more of an orangutan. Compress this without lengthening it. We want it.
I don't know
denser,
how.
not longer.
Oh, it's still sticky. God, I hate you. Oh,
You said you had experience.
I do. You just gotta warn me first. Dan Moore says, hello, busy people.
Hello,
Cobweb
Dan.
says, bam, just got home. Oh, Creative Doof says, as for the Kong antagonist, that sounds like a strong reference, all right.
Yeah, he's been in power for a long time.
Mhm.
Scar King has. He's orange.
Very orange.
Well, Oh,
Very big.
has the character
very
existed
angry.
prior?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
oh, good.
it's new.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm like, oh,
Allegory.
please don't.
I see.
Please don't.
Cobweb says orangutans are considered great apes, I believe.
Yes. Well, orangutans are great apes. Chimps are great apes. People are great apes. You have orangutans, chimps, bonobos, humans. Baboon? No, baboons have tails? I don't think baboons might be great apes. Alexa, are baboons great apes?
What happened there?
Alexa, are baboons great apes?
According to an Alexa answers contributor, yes it is.
Thanks. So, Melissa, there's the Godzilla dog. I know it's not a baby Godzilla, but it's a dog type monster that looks like Godzilla. It certainly is Godzilla-esque.
Ezekiel says, thanks for the heads up on movies I should avoid.
No, I don't know that yet. I just have this scary feeling that it was, you know, bury all the messages in movies you want, really. Just not the ones I want to watch.
Cobweb says, Scar King looks pretty cool. Creative Doof says, Skull Island, the original King Kong movie, the newer Planet of the Apes movies, and Mighty Joe Young are good monkey movies.
Yeah, Mighty Joe Young was pretty good.
John C. says, no, they're not. David Quintana says, I'm about to go all Mothra in here.
Well,
JH says, they're all right. Wouldn't say great, though.
rub your wings, you can't fly anywhere.
This is not even top 5 apes. John C. said, baboons are true monkeys. Creative Doof says, I cannot hear ALEXA at all. Sorry. Well, in that case, what she said was, yes, they are.
Yeah, so she said
According to a contributor, or an online contributor.
They are.
They
That
are.
contributor was on the correct. But gorillas, chimps, bonobos, humans. I don't know of any other great apes. Orangutans. How's it going?
Well, it's escaped its confines.
See how I got mine?
I do. Well, you didn't get it wet first before you handed it to me.
It was very moist when I handed it to you.
It were not. I know. This is my life. This is my job. Cobweb says monkeys, but not apes, I believe.
The new Planet of the Apes does look pretty good.
As it turns out, I need a surface for this.
I know it's a terrible idea, but I've always wanted a
Compress your
baboon
chicken feet too.
as a pet.
Ew.
I always wanted a hyena as a pet. Like I thought that would be a great pet. I'm wrong, but that's what I thought as a child.
Exactly. Like baboons
Let
are
me
mean
take
as
that
hell.
out. Alright.
And that's
You
kind
get back on those
of
comments.
like kind of why I wanted one as a pet. It's like
Tiny little man
the
You gotta look. You're
meanest
being too
thing
nice
on the
to it.
planet.
You gotta squoze
Listen,
the heck out of it.
I got
They
incorrect
can
training.
take a beating. Don't let anybody fool you.
Listen, I'm just saying, the
I
last time I
absolutely
approached
can.
it with that enthusiasm, I got complaints, so.
When I'm alone, you should see what I do to this thing.
Oh, dear Lord. 1980 says, Rampage was a good movie, but the apes acting was eh. But you expect that from The Rock.
apes acting.
Bet
The
The Rock.
CG gorilla was pretty good, though. Cobweb says, I don't think chimps are even great apes, just like cheetahs are not big cats.
Chimps are great apes.
Chimps are great apes.
Yeah.
What's not big cats? Cheetahs aren't?
Cheetahs.
Yeah, they're not that big. They're like the size of my dog. Which is big.
The sedan of cats.
Like the size of my dog. Your dogs are huge.
But that's for dogs, not for big cats.
It'd be a very small tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
greyhound cat.
So
That's all over my hands.
if I were if I were acting in a movie and they said, "Oh, you're going to be in this scene with a tiger or a bear or whatever," I'm like, "No, I'm not," because I've watched so many YouTube videos of people minding their own business and then being mauled by
Insert
animals
animal.
that should not have done that. They're normally not like this. Stick his hand out.
Creative Duke says Rampage could have been done better. They did Lizzie and Ralph dirty. I would have rather preferred another Rampage World Tour game instead.
Yeah, they were really trying to make the gorilla the star, and they were all equal. And hey, what about George? Like, what happened to the giant? No, wait. Who was George?
Of the jungle.
There was the lizard, the
Curious
werewolf,
George?
and the gorilla were the main three.
There was the wolf.
Yeah, but it was a werewolf. It was like walked around on
Wasn't there an
legs.
alligator?
What?
Yeah, Lizzie. Lizzie's the lizard.
Ezekiel
the-
says best movies of gorillas are when they're chucking poo
Godzilla
at grannies at the
type.
zoo.
Oh, there's some good videos of that too. Right in their mouth. Terrible.
John C. says chimps, gorillas, gibbons, orangutans, and humans are great apes. Cobweb says only lion, tigers, and leopards are great cats.
Not jaguars?
Jaguar.
I think they should be a big cat or a great cat.
Melissa Lair says, curious if you guys are having issues getting a hold of any Ultra Cal 30 lately. My
Yes.
supplier in Atlanta, who's a sister location to Biddy, says they can't get any for months.
They are, there's a national plaster stone shortage.
What's the holdup?
The holdup is China has second COVID,
Oh no.
and it's a raw materials issue.
Um,
That was months ago, but the supply chain,
Did Kim talk to you about the pottery plaster, like #1 pottery plaster that she has?
no.
She apparently has like a whole palette of #1 pottery plaster for free. I said,
How old is it?
yo no sé.
It's just been sitting outside.
I'll
Here,
check out 2 hours.
Take all these rocks.
Yeah.
More like 3 minutes.
Or the other opposite problem.
We're going to build a bunker.
Ultra Cal speed run.
Yes, but there is a national stone shortage right now. It should be cleared up by March.
Melissa Lair says apparently the government has a huge contract and the supplier has stopped distributing.
Yep.
Poison Sumac says Casual Geographic just had a YouTube on what's a big cat. It's complicated.
Casual geographic.
Cobweb says as soon as the honey badgers are legal, I'm getting 3. Cobweb says
Gotta
Lizzie and
get
Ralph. John Hayes says, have you guys and gals made foam costumes similar to cosplay mixed in with all the other materials you use regularly? Hello from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Yes. I don't know what you mean similar to cosplay, but
Do you mean
Yes.
cosplay, like the EVA foam clay? Maybe.
we make a lot of foam costumes. We've made several different types.
Creative Duke says George was the gorilla, Lizzie was the lizard, Ralph was the wolf.
Yeah.
Melissa Lair says I bought their last 3 buckets of Hydrocal. It's the last of what they had.
Hydrostone normally is still available until it isn't. So you can get Hydrostone in most places.
We got the last of all the plaster that the Biddy here had.
Because we have a camp Friday. We have a monster camp this weekend. And then we have another one in February, which we may have to cancel if we
Can't
don't
get
have
stone,
plaster.
yeah.
Or it's like, you guys are learning resin molding.
Yeah.
David Quintana says, who's on first? 1980 says they need more presidential mask molds. No, they don't.
Yeah.
Cobweb says, just paid $65 for 25 pounds.
Wow. Hi, Rob Wary.
Hi, Rob Wary. Silly Zombie says, no, Jaguars are sports cars.
Jaguars are what?
Sports cars. They're not big cats, they're sports cars. No.
Don't get one. It will change. It'll cost you $200.
I'm grabbing brush so I can start painting.
Yay, painting.
Painting. I am just painting these brown feet gray, and I'm just gonna paint them solid gray, and then come back in and add all the shadows, and then after, paint the nails back to a regular color. Maybe I'll peel off what's on these nails for paint, because the nails are actually a pretty good color themselves, but.
John Hayes says, no foam. I never heard of foam clay. Yeah, foam clay is fun. It is like an EVA base.
You can get in the kids' craft section of Walmart.
Yeah, it's flexible. It's not super strong, but you can smooth it with water and you can get some really good texture in it. You can mold it or you can sculpt it. Ken Smallwood says, hi guys, great to see you. Hi Ken.
I can.
Dead End Yard Hunt says, so y'all bought all the stone up? Well, I mean, how many people we got at this monster camp?
7.
7 people, so we need plus Alan's.
Plus Alan,
are you
plus
sculpting?
myself.
Okay, so 9 molds worth of hydrostone that we needed to.
I
needed to
probably
use.
won't end up molding mine
Yeah.
if it comes down to it at all. you
Sure.
know. Far less important.
Creative 2 says, no, the Jaguars are the NFL team. Cobwebs and candlesticks, everything on Jaguar starts at $500, don't buy one. Melissa Lair says, sorry, I have orders stacking up, I panic bought. The struggle is real, Melissa. Austin Denny says, did I hear wrong? I heard this was a painting night and not a Camp Antler night. It eventually is going to be a painting night, he swears. And now Rue is painting, so that
I'm
counts.
painting, it started.
That counts. The Paint-a-paloooza has begun. John C. says, Jaguars have traveled into Texas in the 80s. They've been found in all the states on their way to Florida. Wild.
Actually, there was just a Jaguar spotting a little while ago here.
Hey, Justin Hill. I'm going to re-ask your question when Alan gets back, because he may have one in his vast archive of video knowledge that he can direct you to for a corpse paint job. 1980 says, I love foam clay. It goes great with EVA props. John Hayes, I'll save that one for when he gets back. David Quintana says, have you ever tried using quickset drywall mud instead of plaster when molding a mask? Rue? I'll ask Alan too when he gets back.
Ooh, never tried that.
1980, I vaguely remember that. We'll ask. Here in a moment.
Yes. Yes, we did try mixing 2 different types together to make a single one, and it was not very successful.
Yeah, plan not work as hoped.
Yeah, that was, I think we were, if I remember correctly, we were trying to make UltraCal out of pottery, US Pottery 1 plaster
Yeah.
and hydrocal, because that's
What we
really
had.
what the original items were in it, yet, and it did not work the same way at all, and we had lots of problems with it.
Dead End Yard Hunt says, I guess I'll have to do side projects till it's back in. Yeah, we should not be far away from the shortage, but.
But it's pretty much everywhere, that,
Yes, national shortage.
yeah,
Okay,
nationwide.
all right. Justin Hill asks, hey Stillpiece crew, Alan, could you show a tutorial on a good corpse or dead flesh paint job? I can't find any good ones online.
Okay, well, how old? Like,
Dead.
how dead? When you say dead, are you talking died yesterday? Are you talking died 2 weeks ago?
John Hayes asks, would you guys do apocalyptic scenes for future haunt?
I would not. I think the world is currently depressing enough, so I don't want to predict a bleaker future, and I tend to err towards fantasy. We have done some zombie apocalypse stuff in the past, so I guess we have done that to a degree, but only to that degree.
David Quintana asks, have you ever tried using quickset drywall mud instead of plaster when molding a mask?
I have failed. It doesn't have any integral strength. I've also tried mixing my own plaster, and I'll be doing more experiments on that because of the shortage.
Yeah, that was the next question was, didn't Alan try to mix 2 different types of hydrocal plasters once unsuccessfully?
Yes, because I wanted to mix from Home Depot. You go to Home Depot, you buy these 3 things, you mix them together, and
It did not work.
it worked, but it was not good. I wanted something 80% as good, and this was 60% as good. But I can tweak my recipe and make those some changes.
Melissa Lair says, I imagine it would have different set times.
Yes, they can have different set times.
Yeah, Ezekiel says it's an international shortage.
These are the rigid antlers I was hoping for.
International.
Cobweb says, I'll switch to concrete if I have to. 1980 says, cement will work better, no aggregate in cement.
Well, yeah, if you just sift out those little rocks.
We just use Portland. I mean, it would work.
Sorry.
Silly Zombie says, yeah, one of my friends was saying he couldn't get a hold of it. David Quintana says, thank you, Alan. Creative Deuce says, anyone else besides me still have their Christmas tree up? I've been such a busy beaver with the coming Arctic blast on the way for Texas. I don't know if I should take the tree down or leave it up.
Well, my Christmas lights are like half up after the wind yesterday.
We have to take it.
I didn't get it down by Epiphany, but I did get it down the day after Epiphany. So.
We didn't put up a Christmas tree this year, so there's that.
Cobweb says, noted, I may just have to experiment or go to silicone. Julie Tinsley, hope your water issues clear up. See you later.
Bye, Julie.
So I did see on the way back from Biddy the other day that there is a ceramic place between here and there. You know which place that is?
Between here and Biddy?
Mm-hmm. It's just on the frontage road, just after, like, off of 75.
What?
Yep.
What's
Says-
it called?
I don't know. It just says ceramic on their sign. So
You understand?
Probably make toilets.
Melissa,
probably.
Melissa Lair says, when this runs out, I'm moving back to plastic cast props with silicone molds. It's faster anyways.
Yeah, that's a way to do it.
David Quintana says, takes about 15 minutes for the Antler to kick in, Alan.
It's kicked in. That's
They're proper firm.
yeah.
If your antler stays hard for more than 3 hours.
Zero flop at this point.
John Hayes says, my favorite part of Avatar was the forest where things lit up. I see you somehow being able to use fiber optic wires.
Yeah, you can do that.
1980 says, if you mix 2 parts cement and 1 part gypsum, it will be lighter.
So what it says on the bag of UltraCal 30 is that it is Portland cement, plaster of Paris, and why do you keep pointing it at
You
me?
keep talking.
But he's doing something
Yeah,
interesting.
but you're imparting information.
But the microphone is right there. They can hear me.
All right, fine.
I'm not doing anything. I'm waiting on foam to dry. So,
1 part gypsum makes
Yeah.
it lighter. The recipe is.
oh yeah, plaster of Paris, Portland cement, and silica, which is sand. So that's the recipe.
And that's what you try and mix.
But that sand must be very finely ground. So
Ezekiel says, my Halloween stuff is still up. Wait, we've had a Christmas lately?
I want to try it with fly ash. If I get a hold of some fly ash,
Where do you apply a fly ash?
it is a byproduct.
How many flies does it take to make fly ash?
It's a byproduct of an industry,
Mm-hmm.
not a good industry.
I'm curious now. The nuclear industry?
I knew once.
Once upon a time.
Alexa, how is fly ash produced?
Fly ash is created when coal is burned in power plants.
Coal power.
Power plants produce
Created
fly
with
ash.
coal and burned in
Fine powder made up of inorganic glassy particles bring coal's mineral content. These particles are collected by electrostatic.
Alexa,
receptors
stop.
and bad causes.
Creative Doof says deer antlers went Krampus fingers mode. Justin Hill says I'm talking cold dead flesh, not wood stained, black washed goopy skeleton.
Okay. Yeah, we can do a tutorial on that. Would you send me a reminder for that?
I would. Justin, I'm texting him right now so that we will get a tutorial on that made. If you don't know where there is one currently. Cold dead flesh tutorial.
Painting.
Flesh painting.
Must say painting. Well, they're dead. Now you wait. Why do they want a tutorial on this?
Still kind of warm.
Kind of morbid.
Take the temperature of it every now and again.
1980 says sugar sand. Is what
Okay.
Creative Doof says if I got a head start on making spooky stuff, every day could be for Halloween for me too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. 1980 says I have a coke oven in my town. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
I have a meth lab in my town.
I think they mean waste. Dead End Yarn Hunt says I wouldn't want to waste a sculpture. I've spent a lot of time on homemade ulcer cow.
Well, I mean, just don't sculpt as good. And then you'll care less.
I wouldn't want to risk a sculpture,
Yeah, that's what I said.
not waste.
Oh, risk. Fair. Voice to text. Cobweb says use silicone and cast it in rigid foam. Oh, now you're doing things.
I'm doing something mildly interesting now.
I'm not. I'm waiting for paint to dry.
Such is life on the ocean floor.
And it is not drying fast with this weather.
Heat gun.
Yo, that's where I'm on the run, dude.
Get thee to a heat gun. Ah. 1980 says coke is a coal byproduct used in steel making.
Oh, that kind of coke.
Not like the kind you need a long pinky nail for.
Coal coke.
Creative Doof.
We know of a town we could go to. Where was that?
Oh, that we
Oh
drove
yeah,
through?
with the giant piles of
The
Oh,
stuff, the
gosh.
town, the abandoned town.
the
Oh, yeah.
the mine town, yeah.
You want giant piles of coal.
But that was radioactive, and that's why they didn't go back,
It was
right?
radioactive.
Yeah, that was.
Go better.
Creative Dude says, I still have my
Semantics.
fingers crossed that my parents know of a moonshine mill in their woods. Cobweb says, I got a moonshine guy.
Did you bring moonshine to one of the events?
I think that sounds correct. Critz says you could sculpture until Ultracal 30 is available. Hi, Critz. I was just talking about you today when extolling the virtues of watching What We Do in the Shadows to Kim. She's like, I haven't even heard of this show. I'm like, how have you avoided hearing about the show?
It's
It's
on my
so
list.
good.
Yeah, Crips, the problem is that we could just keep sculpting until Ultracal 30 is available, except for we're teaching a class on how to make
And it's
whole molds.
Yeah.
also, we use water-based clay, so
Wow, that was interesting.
Dead End Yard Hunt says, I'm just going to make evil cookies for now.
Whoa.
Cobweb says it's $40 a quart. David Quintana says, yeah, I can see where cleaning the mold would destroy anything not strong enough to handle the process. Crip says, damn spell check. You could always use non-hardening clay like Chavant or Monster clay.
I could.
Ezekiel says, I got a moonshine guy too. 1980 says, there are meth kitchens near the coke oven, but no coke ovens in the meth kitchens. Creative Doof says, can he say if Everclear is the real deal? I don't know what that means.
Everclear is not the real deal.
Cobweb says,
Everclear is pretty good.
Oh,
but
wait,
it's
we're talking
not the
about
real deal.
moonshine.
Yeah.
Got it. Cobweb says, if I can catch him, I can bring some to MHC. Edson Glute says there are giant piles of coke outside Stonewall, Colorado, and near Raton and New Mexico. Melissa Lair says, I think Cobweb's moonshine guy's name is Keith.
We don't say that here.
Cobweb says it's Leroy.
Leroy Jenkins.
I think I over-antlered.
The struggle is real.
Such a thing.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I like it. Got a little large.
Maybe some heat gun arranging.
Yeah, then they need some spreadery.
Giggity says, well, hello, you magnificent masters of macabre. I do giggity.
Is
Creative
that a
Goose
pop
says,
culture
"Thanks
reference
for
that I don't understand?
Yes.
What am I being thanked for?
Unclear.
I'm confused.
Oh, saying if Everclear is the real deal.
Yeah, no. Everclear is not the real deal.
White lightning.
I used to drink a lot of Everclear
Why do you hate your liver?
back when I was young and stupid. And then I found out about real moonshine.
Chris says, are you saying that you can't get Ultracal or Hydrostone anywhere?
It's very difficult. We grabbed the last of it from our supplier, Vinnie Mold Supply. But there is a shortage, so it's being rationed for different uses.
Silly Zombie says, I actually used to play on the same World of Warcraft server as Leroy.
There's a lot of things that they're chemical companies, and they sell them to industries first. So if they're not getting as much of it, then they have to fulfill those big industry contracts first. And the hobby industry, we're just not going to get it for a while. That happened with foams, that happened with foam latex base.
Now, is that still happening with foam latex?
Yes. It's still harder to get foam latex.
Are we going to paint these nails or should I try and bring them back to the amber?
Paint the nails because they're going to go black.
Okay.
Melissa Lair says, you can never have too many antlers. Jesse Papa Bear says, I live in Florida, but I'm from Kentucky. I had a neighbor's house in Kentucky blow up to do meth in the basement.
Nice.
1980 says, calcium sulfate is another name for gypsum used as fertilizer. I wonder if there's a stockpile at Farm and Home.
Well, gypsum is a family, so I would not mess with, it's a whole family of things, and I would stay away from sulfates if I can avoid it.
John Hayes says, monsters. Cobweb says, white lightning is like drinking gasoline. Jesse Papa Bear says, moonshine is much safer. My dad swears.
Is your dad blind?
Treated to the finest of beverages that make you blind.
That's the good stuff.
Giggity says, what's that beautiful creature you're creating? Reminds me of an old girlfriend.
It is your old girlfriend. It's Tina.
Ezekiel says, I'm still drunk from that MHC trip years ago. That apple pie moonshine was amazing.
Yeah, that was good.
That's the moonshine.
Justin Hill says, thank you. Also, when you said goopy skeleton, Talk to Text said poopy skeleton, and I laughed. I am a childish sometimes.
It was the what I'm bringing to hockey games used to be, the big jugs of apple cider. I used to get one of those jugs, take just enough out to fit one whole bottle of moonshine, of Everclear. Just pour that straight in there, go to the hockey game with that, all put into big old QT cups.
Woof.
By second period.
That's why you thought hockey game for fun.
Yeah, it definitely took me 2 beers. Jesse Papa Bear says, if moonshine tastes like gasoline, it's not good stuff.
Yeah, no, good stuff has like zero burn to it whatsoever. It's just smooth.
Creative Duke says, skeletons have issues too, although seeing a skeleton clutching a pack of toilet paper would make me laugh. Jesse Papa Bear says, good moon is like water till it hits the back of the throat. Giggity says, of his ex-girlfriend, awesome, I knew she'd be famous one day. And he has escaped into the wilderness.
When in doubt, no. No, Ike, no.
Oh, listen, all of us have made questionable Mad Dog 2020 choices.
Don't do
Farm.
Did you know that the orange Mad Dog is the exact same color, consistency, and damn near flavor of the McDonald's orange drink?
Yep.
And
As
it
it
looks
turns out,
the same.
If you do half and half, and you take
Whether
it to
you
school
drink
with
it.
you, no one will know.
Or you just puke it up later.
This is not life advice. Please don't take that advice. It's terrible. John C., I will ask him mere moments when he gets back.
I need to go even lighter than that.
Yeah, cobwebs, I can't do that Mad Dog anymore. Legit. My liver has absolutely said
Why would you want to?
JH says, my dad had a buddy that went by the name of Squeal that used to make moonshine. Had a gallon of that last bit, ate through the bottom of mine after sitting in my cabinet for a while. Dang.
Nice. That's good stuff.
Okay. John C. says, are you looking for UltraCal 30 or are there others you'll use?
I prefer UltraCal 30, but I'll use other stuff.
1980 says, calcium sulfate is food grade used in brewer water. John Hayes says, what do you do when 10 boogeymen are at your front door? Hope it's Halloween.
Go to the back door.
Ezekiel says, I tried a beverage from a Louisiana native called Zombie Jungle Juice. Done some crazy dancing after. Silly Zombie 666 says, all I know is at Transworld I'm going to be in a sea of booze and be the only sober person. You will not be the only sober person.
I'll be there.
A lot of
Yeah.
sober people.
Creative Deuce says, when I want something fun, Arbor Mist. Seasonal brews are alright too. 1980 says, I went down the gypsum rabbit hole. Cobwebs is talking about his weather. Dead End Yard Hunt says, y'all need to bring the doggos up. Yeah.
What?
Need to bring the dogs up there?
For the shot. Here.
I'm kind of switching gears a little bit. I'm gonna take the fingernails off of this.
Don't the dogs not appreciate travel?
They
Yeah,
don't.
they would not
They
have
don't
a
do
good
well
time.
in the car, our doggos.
They're the security system.
I can see what you're working on. Caroline Boland says, hi everyone. Funny, I have a bottle in the fridge. Silly Zombie says, I just don't drink because sugar and the diabetes. Yep, that'll do it. Did it just pop off?
I pulled it off.
Oh,
Sugar and the diabetes sounds like a 70s Buddy Cop movie. Like, who was it in the bear?
Smokey and the Bear?
Honey,
No, that's Smokey and the
Honey
Bandit.
Bear, whatever.
Honey Bear was one, but
was it
someone
like
in
Bingo
the
and the
bear.
Bear or something? No.
All right, people who are moderately older than me, if there are any.
Goodbye, chair. Someone.
It's my chair.
There's two of them right over
It's
there.
got my hoodie on the back of it.
I could put my hoodie on it.
You took my chair earlier.
I took your chair for 10 seconds.
As
It's
soon
by
as I
it's
got
by
up, you sat
shop
down
seniority,
BJ.
bud. BJ and the bear. Oh.
Thank you,
BJ
Ike
and the Bear.
Camacho.
Oh my, that's a different movie nowadays.
Yep. Sure enough. Giggity says, if you need somebody to paint those toenails, I'm a bit of an expert, just putting it out there.
Weird.
Melissa Lair says, it's early to ask, but will you guys be doing your traditional Friday night Creepers meetup at Transworld again this year?
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes, we will. We will, in fact, be doing our traditional Friday night Creepers meetup. It will be in a different spot this year. We are still going to be at the Grand, but we are going to be in the Hawthorne Lucas Flora ballroom, I guess. That will be.
Remember, they can't hear you very well.
I'm in
Or
front
can
of
they
the
hear
thing
you better now?
They should be hearing me now. I'm reading on the captions, anyways. We will be at the 21st floor of the Marriott Grand.
Wow.
And apparently, the room is right across from the elevator, so there's no missing it on the 21st
Okay.
floor.
That's a neat view.
7 to 10, Friday night. Should be good. Cobweb says, I just don't drink because my clothes fly off and cops inevitably show up. Fair. Silly Zombie says, fight, fight, fight. Fondine says, the rare times I drink, I prefer Glenmorangie 10-year, no carbs.
Nobody wants to see Alan and I fight.
I mean,
Everybody wants to see Alan and I.
creative tips. Says the temperatures will be in the teens for a few nights. If it snows on Monday, I might not be able to go into work. Public transportation will probably be grounded. Ezekiel says, I do penguin impersonations if I drink. Silly Zombie 666 says, BJ and the Bear is the second movie in the Cocaine Bear series.
Once they're hooked, they'll do anything for a second bump.
That was good.
No.
Melissa Lair says, room with a view. Awesome. Yeah, we just locked that down today. Very exciting. Yeah, I guess
Can't
it depends on what I'm drinking.
Can't believe it's right around the corner.
Tequila, Stacy, will
Transworld
steal your girlfriend
coming
and your
soon.
car.
And of course, can't switch my brain into Transworld mode yet. Not a month out. It's like brain just doesn't want to do
Was
it
it
yet.
55 days till transfer?
Something like that.
57. Who's counting?
A lot of people.
Silly Zombie says, sometimes I'm funny. John Hayes says, what would you add for the bottom part for casting monster feet?
Like the soul.
What'd you add? Oh, I'd probably do an EVA foam sole, or you can actually buy a Vibram sole and put a Vibram sole on there if you wanted to.
Shannon says, we leave for Transworld in 55 days.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shannon. Edson Glute says, speaking of hotels, the hotel you'll usually stay at in Greeley is completely booked.
Wow.
Cobweb says, one time at a graduation party, I woke up on a trampoline with no pants on, sleeping under a Buzz Lightyear towel. Oh my God, Sames.
Somebody was nice enough to cover them up.
Dead End Yard Hunt says, Foster's beer will make you impersonate all kinds of animals. Melissa Laris is excited to see you guys. We're excited to see you too.
Yeah. Very.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Edson, pretty sure we're not going to be making it to Monster Day this year anyway. But we shall see.
Would you grab me the 5-minute epoxy? Yes. The steel stick.
Steel stick?
Yeah, this claw has a
A bit of a damage. Ezekiel
epoxy
says,
clay, I should have said.
Foster's comes from all kinds of Australian animals. Is that because of the pee, Ezekiel? Is that why? Crip says, have you tried Plaster of Paris and Quikrete? Worked pretty good. I used 80% Plaster of Paris to 20% Quikrete.
Noted. Okay. That's a possibility.
We'll give it a try.
You text me that ratio, please.
I will.
Should you sift out the aggregate or leave the aggregate in? Take this broken tip. Rue, that stool has been in my family for 35 years. Actually,
I can tell.
I don't know where that stool came from. I think it was supposed to be sold with medical stuff and it never left the building.
Shadow Jim 81 says, hi Alan, this is Shadow Scarecrow. I mean, Shadow Jim.
Hello, Shadow Jim, who makes me think of scarecrows.
Edson Glute says, I know, I'm still crying, Rue. Wah. Crip says, there's very little aggregate in the Quikrete.
Okay.
Edson Glute says, the wife wants to know if your schedule for the Ren Fest is still the same.
It is. The last weekend is Memorial Day weekend, always. And normally it's like first weekend of April.
Ezekiel says, so 50 days to convince the wife that Transworld is doable? Yeah. Join us.
One of us.
One of us. Google gobble, Google gobble. We accept you, one of us, one of us.
It all depends on what you're doing. When people ask me about Transworld, it's like, if you make a living in some way from Halloween, if you make money, that's part of your income, you should probably be at Transworld. If you don't, if it's just a hobby, or you enjoy decorating your yard, then you don't have as deep of a need, but it still would be fun to go.
I know, but it's removed
Yeah.
from this side.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to keep it, but I don't. Yeah, this is like 3-inch. Like, actually, that's like 4-inch.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
John Hayes says, gotta see a video of you guys staying the night at the Creepy Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada.
You probably won't,
Nope.
unless they pay me the clown tax.
Well, I've been all the way to Tucumcari, to Hatchapee, to Tonopah. Driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. Driven the back roads so it wouldn't get weighed. Shadow Jim 81 says, what are you working on today?
Duck.
Yeah, we're making a duck over here. This is a werewolf costume that is older. It is made by Lance Pope for his haunted house, Girlvania, Verdun Manor, and Lance has passed on. He passed on, I believe, it was 2001,
And when he says older,
yeah,
he means
this is early 90s costume, late 80s.
way, way older. Why is this brown at the
Silly
tips?
Zombie says, if you do your yard and spend as much as a new car, then maybe. As I keep telling Farah that she needs to go, because now her yard thing is getting insane. And I'm like, she's like, I'll just send you my credit card. I said, bold of you to assume that I will be able to wander the floor.
Rue, smell this steel stick.
Hey! Thank you, Cobwebs. He sent us $5 for the clown tax.
Clown tax.
Melissa Lair says, I have a business and make no money. Still going to Transworld. Does it smell weird?
Most businesses make no money, especially in the Halloween industry. Yeah, you want to smell it?
It smells like something.
It smells like
Ooh,
pee.
it does smell like pee.
It smells like pee.
Gross.
The ammonia is leaching out of this old latex
Oh.
and has gotten into, because these are
Yes,
gummy.
yeah.
These are sticky and gummy.
Yeah.
So
They're gonna die.
they're dead. These are dead. What a weird downturn that glove has too.
So
I
weird.
don't think that's. I think that was sculpted that way. I have no idea. Look, but this one is the same way. Smells so bad. If
Doesn't
I
bo-
say something smells bad,
The smell of ammonia does not bother me anymore.
ammonia does actual urine.
Cat pee.
Smells bad.
Not a chance in heck. No way, no how, not staying around it. I don't like cats.
Ike Camacho says, Stacy, how soon should you get your rooms for Transworld? 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Most of the big hotels are already sold out.
Yes.
Especially because there's also
Yeah, the NCAA championship. Thank you,
Yeah.
Melissa Lair.
there's big sports thing going on there.
Ezekiel says
Same
Rue is
weekend.
sniffing too much. Yeah.
Sometimes it lines up with March Madness, and like there's all kinds of things that can fall at the same time. And this year it's just really bad for hotel rooms.
Edson Glute says, couldn't you foam fill the hands and remake them?
I could, but that latex is still rotting, so that's gonna be a problem no matter what.
And stone sword shortage.
Ike Camacho says, Kay, thanks. Yeah, if you don't care about staying especially close to the convention center, you probably have better luck. I think there's still some stuff left at the Drury down by the Arch. And I'm sure there's some Airbnb stuff that's available around there. And if you're willing to drive into town, then you can probably find stuff a little further out. But downtown is getting pretty booked.
I went ahead and got rooms for our crew at the Lumiere,
We're still like 4 blocks away or something.
like 3 or 4 blocks.
That's
It's not bad.
Not bad, not bad. I think the first year that Tony and I went, we stayed at the Drury by the Arch, and that is quite far.
Yes. I think that's where Kim is right now.
Yeah, I think we walked it once, and then I was like, listen, I love you so much. You're gonna drive. That's what we're gonna do. You're gonna drop me off. Then you're gonna go find parking because I cannot not stand all in the booth all day. Dead End Yard Hunt says, I wish I had my hydrocal back. I used to make that clown mask.
I wish you did too.
Melissa Lair says, frickin' sports ball. John Hayes asked, are you going to recast the feet and hands?
I have another hand coming. I have one good hand coming, and I'm going to resculpt the other hand from that whole hand that we have, and then I will, mold those.
David Quintana asks, are you ever going to be in Houston?
I have been in Houston, and I will one day be in Houston again, I am sure. I drove through Houston just last weekend.
I say we don't currently have anywhere that in the Houston area that we train, but
Yeah, we don't work with any haunts in Houston right now.
but maybe at some point we'll have something TRF related,
Next time I go
which
to
is not far
Houston,
from Houston.
I gotta stop and see the 916 boys again.
Yeah.
Their haunt is really nice.
Louise Searby says, morning and Happy New Year's from the UK.
Good morning.
Dead End Yard Hunt. I didn't know about the clown. Creative Doof says, might have to get cleaned up because I helped clean up a student Bible study center on my old college campus. If I don't catch you guys in a while, stay warm and keep making stuff.
Okay, bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Juice.
Hey, Bug,
Hmm?
do you know where we have like a little steel brush?
Kind of little steel brush.
Just a little steel brush. Cause I gotta clean the old latex off of these.
Now, how small the ones we have over there, I know there's some over there, but
Creative Doof says, also I laughed at the clown tax super chat.
Clown tax.
Clown tax.
Someone's gotta pay the clown tax.
It
And
is
more than his fair share, it's cobwebs.
This is plastic.
That one.
Might have another one too.
I think this is an Allen Lose Your Finger steel brush.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That seems ill-advised.
I don't even like skin.
Dan Moore says, good night, everyone. Enjoy painting the ducks.
Put those back.
And Cobweb says, Lord, I think you
I'll
owe a
see.
$10 clown tax for making a clown product.
now this is the way I would take it. Hold this in place. This.
What if you just leave it on the thing and then?
Well, if I get 9 more people to show me how they would do it, then I'll have this done.
Cobweb says, tree fitty at least.
That would. Okay,
I'm actually in the process.
so I think
Oh, of
I
course
would,
I grabbed the freaking steel stick one.
I would probably make a, oh my gosh,
It'll be fine.
give me that, I'll fix it. It'll stick to your gloves.
What are the odds? 1 in 10.
Somehow your odds are better than that. I don't know how that works, but that's what I've learned.
You're not wrong.
Dead End Yard Hunt says, can't I pay with glitter for the clown tax? Cobweb says, no, unless it's a strip joint.
I would think
Look, smell this.
They also don't let you pay with glitter.
Smell it.
it. You're a guy, that's how it never,
No, just pick it up and smell it.
I was worried that it didn't smell like anything at all
Yep,
to
you're
you,
a guy.
and you were like,
It smells
do I have
gross.
COVID? Like, sniff, sniff.
It smells like the pee.
John Hayes asks, is your museum crypto-related or classic horror movie related or a combination?
Yes.
No, it's mythical creature related, but it is horror and cryptid adjacent.
Yeah.
We have Nosferatu and the Wolfman.
But an Nosferatu is a vampire. That's a mythical
Not
creature.
Well, and didn't he come back here? Are we taking,
Oh yeah, they're all going back.
oh, they're all going back. okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Ezekiel says room tax.
Yeah, they're like you guys. I use them in both places.
Rutax.
Listen, I just got told today, it's possible that some of the key people we may not be able to spare you to the Monster Museum every weekend. And I was like, sad, but also key people.
It all depends on, so haunts were down in general this year.
Yeah.
Let's say 15, 20%. That's maybe on the high end, but many haunts were down. So it may not be a great buying year anyway, which means we'll have less orders at Stilt Beast, which means you
I might
might
have to
have time to go to the Monster Museum.
Yeah. I talked a little bit to Chase about possibly doing it
Yeah.
because now he lives in like Hillsborough, I think, which is significantly closer to Waxahachie.
Yeah.
I know somebody else who's very, very, very interested also.
Who's that?
He works the escape room.
Okay.
I don't know if I should say his name on the air right now.
Let us call him McGillicuddy. I'm
We
picking,
can call him Dracula. That's who we'll
I'm
call him.
picking old latex off of this,
Yeah.
is what I'm doing. For anybody wondering, what am I doing here? The old latex will continue to rot even once it's set in new latex, and that will actually kind of spread like an infection. So I'll probably let these soak in something to help dissolve that latex a bit.
Good night, Scott Colehart.
Good night, Scott Colehart.
I think Dracula would be extremely interested in that opportunity. And I think he'd be really good at it too, honestly.
Also, one of the perks of our Patreon membership at a particular tier is that you can come to the Mythical Monster Museum for free. You do still have to pay for admission into Scarborough Renaissance Festival, but you can come to the museum for free. 1980 says, I remember talking to Sharon about the escape room themes at Dark Hour.
Shannon?
Sharon? Yep, exciting, expanding escape room stuff.
Yep, we should start a new escape room. We're starting one now, actually.
Yee!
I guess technically we've already started.
Technically, it has begun.
That has begun. Wow. Those feet actually look pretty good.
How close is your color match to the head?
I think pretty decent. Although I was doing one of those.
Yeah.
Not a side-by-side comparison.
Trash can werewolf.
Great.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, that's great.
It's okay, 1980. We forgive you.
What did they do this time?
They said Sharon instead of Shannon.
It's okay. Everybody can call it the wrong name every now and then, except me.
Yeah.
If I do it, there's a problem.
Even put a drop of blue into it. So I didn't have to airbrush it afterwards.
Smarter, not harder.
You know, Rue, you could take this claw.
One that's not.
Get all that latex off of there.
The one that doesn't have JP Wells on it.
Ezekiel says, update on the Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster.
You're gonna have to provide us with a shred of context because we've forgotten.
I'm afraid I'm not aware.
Weren't we making a Cookie Monster like forever ago?
Uh,
Or we were going to or something.
Giggity says, my apologies, I had to step away. What I missed? Fill me in on everything.
There was a sheep.
Briefly.
Spice Girls showed up.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
There was a sheep. Spice Girls showed up. Porn star popped
They
in the
told
chat.
us what they really, really wanted.
porn search up spot in the shed.
Ezekiel says,
Oh,
werewolf in the
Cookie
bin.
Monster. That's not. You've got the wrong Sesame Street character, Ezekiel. That's the Grouch,
Oh, yeah.
not Cookie Monster. Yeah. His feet currently match his face.
Guys ask me that all the time. Dead End Yard
Do
says
the
Foster's
feet
and
match
Clown
the
Test.
face?
Do your feet match your face?
I hope that's a euphemism. Yep, exact same.
Yeah, they are so much the same.
It's more important than you think.
It's the little things. Ezekiel says, oh yes, I stand corrected. Oscar the Grouch lives
And
in
you
the
even
trash
have
can. Yes,
children.
cobwebs.
Like, I knew that, and I barely ever even touch a child,
Oh.
Alan, when?
let alone have one. You know what I meant.
You could have worded that differently.
We're not doing phrasing anymore?
Beets. I don't even touch beets.
Oh, yes. Cobweb says, Oscar the Grouch lives in the trash can with his pet worms. Ezekiel
Yeah.
says, it's been a while since I watched Sesame Street.
What's his worm's name?
Slimy is my favorite character.
Slimy the worm, yeah. 1980 says Cookie Monster
Who's
or
shocked by
Biscuit
that
Demon
one?
for Ezekiel.
What?
Biscuit Demon for Ezekiel. Cookie Monster or Biscuit Demon. Edson Glute says, did you all hear that Cher is going to be the 5th Spice Girl? Old Spice. I'll see myself out, sorry.
6 Spice Girls.
Giggity says, I made a Kermit the Frog some time ago. Had him sitting on a stump. He said about 4 feet tall. Ezekiel
Nice.
says, I never let my kids watch Sesame Street. What?
It's probably for the best.
Sesame Street was gold.
Now listen, Sesame Street OG was really good. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I don't know about it anymore.
It
I
all
mean,
depends if it annoys you or not. Like, I wouldn't let my kids watch Barney strictly because I didn't want to listen to it all.
yeah, Tony feels the same way about SpongeBob.
yeah,
He was like,
I
no, the kids are not allowed to watch SpongeBob.
I did not actually. Cash was not allowed to watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, you won't like it. It's spicy.
I didn't appreciate a lot of the humor in SpongeBob, but I did not.
Is it adult?
It,
It's
yes-ish.
Wasn't there a dog cartoon where he was a phone sex worker?
Yes. Rocco's Modern Life.
He wasn't a phone sex operator.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yeah,
Yes.
he was.
That was his job.
Yeah.
Cobweb
I
says,
haven't seen it since I was
I
like
can't
6,
imagine what
so-
poisonous apex predators Australia plugs into the rolls of Australian Sesame Street.
You have to have a platypus puppet. I think that's a necessity.
Of course. Ezekiel says it went a bit creepy in the 90s. Okay, yeah, like my peak Sesame Street watching years were like late 80s to very early 90s. So
I was a Muppet Show kid, not a Sesame Street kid.
Oh, I love the Muppet Show so much.
Fraggle Rock and Eureka.
I have all of the Muppet Show on DVD.
nice. 1980 says Sesame Street spreads Western propaganda.
Technical in English.
John
Oh,
Hayes
yeah.
says, cool puppetry. Listen, y'all, the obsession I currently have with puppet making, like the TikTok algorithm has heard me talk about it, and so now I keep getting all of these amazing "Let's Make Puppets" videos.
Do you books?
Do I books? I do books.
Actual books?
I do actual books, yes.
I have a book in my office that I'll let you borrow.
Hey. Cobweb says, I love the Muppets and Fraggle Rock. Heck yeah.
Watch what Rue is doing. It's the same thing as what I'm doing. I'll be right back. We'll get that book.
behind all of these bottles of paint, though.
Help you out.
Oh my gosh, Ezekiel. He says, I was in 2 episodes of Fraggle Rock as a 12-year-old. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Dance cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play. Down to Fraggle Rock.
I have a friend that was on Bozo the Clown,
Wow.
and then my father was on Johnny Carson with the Yo-Yo Man.
Nice.
Because my dad was a like yo-yo kid, like really, really good at yo-yos when he was a kid. So yeah.
1980. I don't even know how to take that.
1980.
Listen, we friends, okay? Like,
I'm just scrubbing latex.
Sorry, I know that was too far.
claws.
Well, I'm glad you understand where the line is. Thanks.
That was might be over it. Might be.
Giggity
Maybe.
says, I also built the Wizard of Oz's character, Tin Man, Scarecrow, and others, all life-size for a Christmas display at a state facility. That's so cool. That includes, it's time to put on makeup. It's time to put life on
My abs. I probably once a month I watch the Alice Cooper episode of The Muppet Show.
Nice.
Like at least parts of it. Probably once a month.
Ted and Yardhawk says, I was on Those with the Clown. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Hey, Mike. I will ask him as soon as he gets back. Giggity says, many other projects as well. It was fun. 1980 said, I had a ventriloquist dummy phase. I have 2 in the workshop. Yeah, I just did part of this project that we're working on that involved a lot of the same techniques that you would use if you were making a Muppet. And so now I'm like, I know how to do this thing, and I wish to do this thing now, and
Hyperfixation.
hyperfixation! It just looks so smooth and clean, covered in fleece, and now I'm like, yeah, I could do that on other things. I don't need a hobby right now. I don't need a new hobby. I have so many hobbies, and I like my work is also making the creative things. So we'll see.
I fell down a tablet weaving thing
Mhm.
last night
Oh, yeah.
while looking for chainmail patterns
Yep.
and almost switched hobbies.
Mike's on Woodworks. Oh, that's so cool. Asked if he can come up early tomorrow and pour up a latex mask of Slim.
Yes, Rue. I will not be here until like 1 o'clock tomorrow. So just meet up with Rue if you come earlier than that.
Ike Camacho says
Sure.
John Denver would whoop Alice Cooper.
Well, not today. I think for the past 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
Alice Cooper's going to win that fight, hands down.
One-sided fight.
Hit you with my golf club, kid.
Edson Glute says, yay, one of my favorite episodes with Alice, but Ozzy singing with Miss Piggy is still my favorite.
Vincent
Cobwebs.
Price.
Cobweb says, well,
Vincent
John
Price
Denver
episode
fish
is
food,
really
so
good,
there's
too.
that. Reese's Lovely Thoughts says, hi, y'all.
Hi, Reese's. This one was broken and then super glued back together.
Yep.
Ike Camacho says, damn.
Sorry.
Ezekiel says, I inherited a ventriloquist dummy recently. I'm not sure what to do with it. It needs some love. Yeah, those are fun. Mike's on Woodwork says, perfect. I'm sleeping late tomorrow. This is cool. I'm going to show you. This is the book that he went and grabbed, which is the Jim Henson, the inside story of Jim Henson's Creature Shop, No Strings Attached, by Matt Bacon.
Very good book.
1980 says, first, don't stick your hand in a ventriloquist. Good advice, unless they ask you nicely.
There's a joke there.
There's so many. We're just breezing right
Oh,
past it.
no, I pictured the puppet. Well, we did it wrong at first.
I start hearing a haunted voice from somewhere.
Cobwebs. God. Woof. Listen, we're civilized people.
A phrase I use more often than you'd think. There's not enough spit, cobwebs. There's not enough spit.
Listen, we are all civilized humans. No one has to Brokeback Mountain this. Like,
We have far better lubricants than spit.
Puppetry?
Oh, bug.
Maybe.
Everything's for puppetry if you're brave enough.
You grow your voice really well.
I was hanging out with Morgan and her sister last night, and telling me a story of one of their roommates at one point had taken a big scoop, like a big handful scoop out of their tub of country crock, for exactly why you think. And they came with the next like, why is there finger marks in the? And they're like, we were in a hurry. I'm like, oh my god. Like, use a spoon.
Pour out the country crock.
Like, well, that's your country crock now.
Keep it in your room.
David Quintanas has been gone 3 minutes and see what happens.
I was gone, apparently, and I should not leave. I went to get a book.
1980, no. Look, growth.
Good job.
Josh Newman says hi. David Quintanas says right to the gutter.
Josh, it's not normally
No
like
relation.
this.
Oh,
Hi, Josh.
it's 9:06.
Okay.
Oh.
which is why maybe we were getting a little punch drunk.
My antlers
Like
are
an
dry.
11-hour day.
My antlers are all set. I got a heat on my antlers. My claws have been, yeah, every time I put epoxy on this, they smell like urine.
Yep.
Pretty, can you smell it?
Yep. Sure can.
Terrible, isn't it? Meh. Whew, bad.
That is definitely all guys.
How much
will
latex
actually
do I
smell
pour
something and it's bad.
regularly? Like,
Mike's Haunted Woodworks asks, what are y'all making?
We're fixing up a Lance Pope werewolf.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you can see it in person tomorrow.
Cobweb says, just remember, even a jumbo jet looks small flying over the Grand Canyon. It's the little things.
That's, I think, what they mean. That's what they're talking about.
Well, good night, folks. It's been good.
Ba-ba!
And on that note, Mimi says, hey guys, what did I come back to?
If you're lucky, they're like boogers and they feel bigger on the inside. Then you're like, man, I thought that was larger. But no. All right, I guess I'll be the one shutting us down.
Yeah, mostly because we're speechless.
I can hit the button.
Hi, Mimi.
Shut up, just in time for us to
Sorry you had to witness that.
take off.
Men are like boogers.
No. Well, hopefully.
Ezekiel says, Ruben's wire brushing fingernails and sniffing pee.
Yep, something like that.
Melissa Lair says, y'all ain't right. Wow.
Just saying.
You just noticed.
What? Forgot free more in his drawer. All right, everybody. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us. A little loosey-goosey tonight. Had some things to do.
Whee!
I want to wrap up this werewolf project. We'll probably...
Next Wednesday, probably.
I can't do it next Wednesday because I don't know when I'm going to get that other hand here. That's dependent upon Jake to go get it, I guess. But I will ping Jake on that so I get this project wrapped up. But you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Say goodnight.
Say goodnight, Bug.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Rube.
Good night, Rube.
Say goodnight, Stacy.
Good night.
Good night, Ruth.
Good night. Goodbye.